So I imagine my comment section is going to be a bit crazy in this video. I've taken some profits on 2 of my investments, and I'm going to explain why in this video. So I often say a little quote that profit is when you buy, not so much when you sell. When you take profit, it's when you turn it from unrealized to realized. It's all about probability. I want the lowest order, and in these 2 assets, I did, and then now I can easily take some profit. And I also know that there's going to be people in this video wondering about tax, why I've done it, and ultimately what I'm going to buy. And yes, I will be buying something. My last video, I did say I wasn't going to buy because I was happy. However, that has kind of changed now. There is some opportunities in the market. So I do want to sell, and I also want to use this capital now that I've got it to therefore just bolster some of my positions. So why have I sold my NIA? Good question. And I do apologize if you are crying right now in the comments, but I don't really care. If you like to make money, you need to understand that things will happen that will make you money, and you should realize that profit, right? NIA protocol is fantastic when I explain my plan with NIA in this video. However, there is a very big conference going on starting today. From the 17th to the 21st, it's happening. And on the 20th, NIA protocol, hello, right? Something will probably be told on that, but it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news sort of vibe. NIA has gone up a lot. Nvidia is by far one of the best performing assets in the stock market right now, especially in the tech world. Putting it out there. I don't want to be in NIA protocol looking at my bags from when I bought, and I'm going to explain my entry and exit in a second, looking at it thinking, wow, I've made lots of money. I've done too many mistakes to not secure something. So I have sold 10% here. 10%, not a lot. It's fine. So, screenshots. You can see some of my entries and exits here from my journal on Patreon. My Patreon, I will reveal what my holdings are and also the percentage ratios. I also do a journal of when I buy, when I sell. Very, very soon, I'm going to be doing a new buy order. I'm going to explain it on this video what I'm going to be doing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. NIA protocol, as I've alluded to, I have taken some profit. This was the day of my biggest order, was roughly around 3,500 Satoshis levels. I've sold yesterday at roughly 11,600. That is roughly a 3 and a bit X on Bitcoin. I put Bitcoin in, I've took some out. I got a lot more Bitcoin for my book, which is what you want to do. So this is why. So I bought a big average down here, and I've sold a little bit here. So money is off the table. But as I say, right, it could be due to one big buy the rumor, sell the news. I do not want to take that chance. So I'm putting the point out there. In terms of the future holdings for me for NIA, totally fine. I am happy to hold. 90% of my bag is still here. It is actually 11% of my portfolio. As I say in my Patreon, I will reveal the full amount what I've got. However, does this mean that it's going to go down? I don't know. I think the future for NIA is very, very bullish. It's by far one of the strongest assets at the moment. It also got really wrecked by the FTX crash as well. We got to remember that. So it actually dropped a lot lower than previous kind of, not so much previous markets, but obviously other alternatives to NIA. It's a fantastic asset. If you've ever used it, you should really check it out. It's fantastic. And the fact that it's doing a lot of stuff with NVIDIA and AI stuff could be massive. So I'm holding. But now that I've taken some money off the table, I'm a lot more comfortable just sitting and holding for the rest of the cycle. Same with the second asset that I've sold too. Being risk-free is huge. And I'm going to do a whole little segment on this video about being risk-free. Psychologically, it absolutely works. And you need to kind of understand why taking profit, certainly when things kind of happen, is important. Even 10% here and there, having a plan really does help. So yeah, I'm very, very happy and comfortable just sitting on this now. The other asset that I've taken profit on is Entangle. This has blew me out the water. Sorry, but it has. I did a video explaining what this was, like a little brief introduction of how this could be a monster. And I said in that video, I'm looking to buy more. I can't buy any more because it's ridiculous. It didn't. I was expecting this to come out about 40 cents. And I thought 40 cents is a really good boost for me in terms of my portfolio. It came out ridiculous. It's currently $2 plus at the minute. My entry was 0.035 cents on this in one of the public sales. yeah, you do the maths. It's crazy. So I have taken a little bit off the table here and I've moved it into Bitcoin. And again, I am fully risk-free on this. It's huge, massive, and I can sit on this very comfortable. When the stable coins sort of vibe happens, when all the super yields come out and the liquid staking and being able to stake this, I will be very comfortable just using them and having a bit of fun with it. And I can't wait for that to happen. So I will be doing another video, if you want to subscribe to that, about this when all those new services and products come out. However, as I say, sometimes things happen in this market and you do not understand how quickly you will change your wealth. This is a perfect example. Same with Illuminex and the Rose ecosystem. Came out at a ridiculous price. It just happens, right? Some things will make you money and you just got to go secure the bag. And if you secure the bag, psychologically it helps. But Entangle, for me, could be an absolute monster this cycle, in my opinion. So let's talk a bit about being risk-free. Now, risk-free is something that people don't like to talk about. And it's kind of like tax in a way where people just cannot grasp it. And I know I'm probably talking to a select few of you guys here, but psychologically, you've got to understand that, well, when you're risk-free, it's much easier to kind of manage because this is a very volatile market. This market is very cyclical. You can see here in the previous charts, look at Near Protocol, previous cycles, and the melt. If you were looking at this, is just a Bitcoin pair as well. It's crazy. This is monstrous, right? When we go back in terms of like, I don't know, Bitcoin isn't a bad example to show you this, but Bitcoin's a lot more stable and it's much easier to kind of manage. But obviously, if you're making loads of money, it's going up and up, winner, chicken dinner, right? But when it comes down, it hurts. So being risk-free can allow you to kind of have some wiggle room. I've talked about it too many times, and I know you're probably bored of it. You need to buy low in the bear market to persevere, and you need to take profit when it goes up. I mean, kind of obvious, but people don't. People who are new to the space will buy at these really weird-ass peaks thinking it's the best thing. Happens all the time. Even people on my Patreon do it, in Learning Crypto do it. They will look and find the biggest thing with the biggest green dildo candle and they want to buy it because they think it's a good thing because it's going up. You need to kind of reverse that psychology a little bit in terms of your brain and think of something that hasn't performed and could still run because the light will eventually not shine on the one that's gone crazy and it will go elsewhere. People rotate into other stuff, which is what's going to bring me on to the next topic in a second regarding what I'm going to do with some profits, right? However, when we're talking about tax, by the way, if you want a tax video about what I do, let me know in the comments because I know a lot of people do mention it. I don't want to do the video, but I kind of think I have to because a lot of people, I think in the UK especially, don't have a clue. Probably might help. But anyways, when we talk about like risk-free, right? If you are pumping money into the market, right? And if you are, say, those new people that were buying at these kind of levels, right? At these ridiculously crazy prices, right? Which is fair enough, right? Oh, it's going up, super cycle, blah, blah, blah. But you're not here in these situations. That's where the problem lies. You need to be buying at these lows and removing your risk, little bits of risk. Don't go balls deep and press the max button on your profit. No, 10% here and there. I've talked about an exit plans, right? When you remove that risk, it becomes easier. Then you can allow it to go higher. Then everyone else will get excited and pump your bags for free. And you're like, sweet, I made money. You've got to kind of adopt that mindset. Otherwise, you will not make it. The whole element of everything is being around at these levels. And it's the same with me with Nia, being able to buy certain things. It's crazy important to understand the importance of being risk-free. There's so many members that I've got in my own community that are now risk-free on certain things. They don't have to worry about it as much, but obviously they can use that to take money out as capital to buy new investments at good prices if they need to. It's important. So there's actually two things I'm looking to buy. I'm looking to buy more Bifrost because my portfolio is only 2.5% of this and the total value locked on this is actually increasing. This is liquid staking. It's on the Polkadot ecosystem. I talked about it before. It's done very well, but ultimately it has dipped. I'll show you the chart, just give you a bit of context. It's done really well, not the BNB chart. It's done really well, but it has corrected quite nicely and it's still like quite a decent low market cap coin. This to me looks like quite a nice level just to top up my bag a little bit. Another one as well is also Glimmer. Glimmer came out really hot, really ridiculous, but it's done okay realistically in the last couple of weeks. It's actually up quite a bit from the lows, but it has also pulled back quite aggressively from this like 73 cents sort of level, went down to 50 cents, now currently 59. This could be a nice little level here in terms of where we could be looking at orders. So yeah, these two are roughly 2.5 and 2.3% of my portfolio right now, which is fine, but I could top that up if I so wish to with risk-free capital from taking profit, and I don't have to worry about it. Even dividing a little bit of that profit up into that doesn't really bother me. So they're the two that I'm looking at in terms of my portfolio, what I've got in terms of a list, which have dropped enough. Rose is another one that I'm kind of looking at too, because it has came back down from this 18.5 cent level down to roughly 14 cents, a really nice level. Could be a nice little bullish pullback and off we go. So this is another one that I'm looking at too. I'm unsure 100% what I'm going to do with this one. I have quite a big bag of roses, roughly about 9-8% of my portfolio, which is quite a decent chunk. So yeah, it's important. But the main reason why all this is kind of happening is the market is starting to turn in terms of bullish and retail liquidity and all that kind of stuff's coming. Therefore, the increased liquidations, which is why we're getting these nice bullish kind of corrections, which is kind of important. So this one looks pretty good too. So they're the three that I'm looking at to buy. However, that being said, being risk-free for me is hugely important. I could chill on those profits if I want to. I can put it elsewhere. I can leave it in Bitcoin. I can do whatever. But when I look at the rest of my portfolio, I kind of need to rebalance it. And rebalancing is hugely important to grow. Okay? So there we go. I hope that kind of makes some sort of sense to you guys of why risk-free is important, why I've sold some of my NIA, why I've sold some of my Entangle. Them orders are too good not to pass up. At the end of the day, it gives me wiggle room. It allows me to do whatever. Also, tax is a huge factor here too. It's almost into the tax season for the UK. We roll over in April. So to get some in now is kind of good for this year versus the following year, as it could be much, much bigger in the following year, right? But anyways, if you like this video, let me know. Check out all the stuff in the links below. If you have any problems, obviously comment. If you want a tax video, let me know. And if you're in disbelief that I'm taking profit, I don't care. Feel free to comment though, it helps. Like the video. Let's get over 1,000 likes again, because that is a huge, huge barrier.